Hi, Celeste Cuffey here of Life and Power Consulting Services, where our mission is to reach, empower, and motivate others to access and utilize their God-given, their inherent, their natural talents and skills, building better families, companies, and communities worldwide. Thank you so much for joining me on today for your few moments of living life empowered. As you know, a good part of this year, I've been talking quite a bit about courage to do, courage to be, just courage overall. And one of the things that I wanted to just talk about a little bit today is usually when we're talking about being courageous, it's really to step into something that's unknown, unfamiliar, something new. I have definitely had a full season of having to be courageous for many different reasons. However, one of the things that I wanted to talk about today was being grateful for the very state, for the very place and position that you are in. A lot of times we're looking ahead. A lot of times we're looking at what's to come and what's in the future, and that's perfectly okay. There's nothing wrong with that. But I wanted to encourage us on today to be appreciative and to be grateful for today. Some time ago, I took my daughter. She has like sandy brown hair, so I took her to the stylist to get her hair washed and styled. And as the stylist was doing her hair and washing her hair, I heard her say, people pay me to make their hair the color your hair naturally is. And I don't know why that popped back up today in me, but I thought about the things that we have that we take for granted that people would literally pay money to have. And think about the vehicle that I drive. Actually, it was an older vehicle, and I was driving. I went to a salon, coincidentally, another salon. And as I pulled up, the young lady inside the salon saw my car. And she says, "Oh, that's my dream car." And I thought, I am driving something that someone else is dreaming about. And so my question to you is, what are some things that you have right in this moment that you could be grateful for, that you're taking for granted that you have? And so today what I wanted to do is just give you a few tips and strategies on how to be grateful. I know things could be better, but I also know things could be worse. And so I want to make sure that we level set ourselves, you and me included, in this season of being grateful, in a time of being grateful. And one more sidebar, there are studies that prove time and time again that having a grateful heart, having a grateful spirit actually opens you up to a more fulfilling life. And so if you're feeling unfulfilled for whatever reason, try some of these strategies as well in terms of being grateful. So the first thing that I want to talk about is just being present, being in the moment of where you are and just taking time to take it all in, right? So take a few moments, get off your phone, take a few moments, get off the podcast or the video, and just take in your surroundings. Take in the wonderment of God. Take in His works. Take in the beauty in the streets, in the roads, and the trees. Take in the sounds of the birds. Just take it all in. Be present. Be very actively attentive and aware in the moment that you are in. What you will find, even if it's completely silent, there's something to be grateful for. Grateful for the peace. Grateful for your mind. Grateful for the ability to sift through the thoughts and make decisions. The ability to sit in a quiet space and in a quiet zone and feel safe. Things to be grateful for. The second thing that I'd like to ask you to do is learn how to find gratefulness in everything, right? So think about you have to make up the bed in the morning. Well, I'm grateful that I have a bed to make up. I have to wash dishes. I'm grateful that I have dishes to wash. I have to go to work. I'm grateful that I have a job to go to. And here's the other side. I also often use work for example because the truth is that we don't have to go to work, right? You could not go to work, but then what? And so sometimes when we start to really think through our options and the consequences, good or bad, to the decisions that we make, sometimes we just thank God for the options. I thank God for the choice to take a sick day or to go in. I thank God for the choice to go to work. I thank God for the ability to make the decision. Some people can't even think properly to make those decisions. So again, the first thing, be present. The second thing is to find gratefulness in everything. The third thing is really to focus on the good. Yes, there are tons of terrible things happening in this world. We have the wildfires going on. We have crime. We have trade wars going on. We have so many terrible things happening in our world. And I'm not discounting that, but I am saying, one, we should work to make sure that we're not the culprits of the trouble in this world. One. And then two, that there is a way, and there is a better way, and there's a better opportunity. And so there is some gratefulness that we can have even in that. And then the last thing is to communicate on a regular basis what you're grateful for. Make that a part of your conversation. And make it verbal, right? So that you can hear yourself say, I am grateful for. It doesn't have to be for anybody else. For you, I am grateful for. I make up the bed in the morning, and now we've definitely made it a habit. My husband and I, as we make up the bed, our conversation is, well, what are you grateful for today? What are you grateful for? I'm grateful for a good night's sleep. I'm grateful for a bed. I'm grateful for you, honey. I'm grateful for the things that have come along. I'm grateful for the hardships because they've made me stronger. Whatever you're grateful for, don't be afraid to talk about it. And it doesn't have to be just at 8 o'clock in the morning. When you're quiet, in that quiet time that we mentioned, use that as a time to be grateful, because it could be so much worse. Now, here's the thing. The last thing that I want to talk about is being consistent, right? And consistency is important. Persistence is key. And here's why. Because today might be horrible, but tomorrow can be better, right? But it will be, and it can be better if you decide that it will be. Today might be good, and tomorrow might be better based on the decision that you make. Today might be great, and tomorrow might be better based on the decision and the activities and the behaviors that you exemplify. And so I want you to know that you have to be consistently grateful, because each day will be grateful. Each day will be better. Each day will be fulfilling. And here is the rest of that piece, or the rest of that part rather, is that when you have gratefulness and that is taking up your spirit, when that is filling your heart, you're also filling it with hopefulness. Hopefulness that while today maybe wasn't a good day, I'm grateful for this day, and I'm hopeful that tomorrow will be better. And so when you think about being grateful and being appreciative on today, make sure that you couple that with being hopeful on tomorrow, or being hopeful later on today. I think about when I was in school, when I was in high school, full confession, I used a lot of profanity, right? And as I used that profanity, there became a point in a time in my life where I decided I did not want to use that kind of language anymore. I matured and then decided it wasn't ladylike for me. And so with that, I remember going through each hour of the day thinking, wow, I made it through first hour without cursing. I made it through second hour without cursing. I made it through third hour without cursing. And after a while, because of my consistency and my gratefulness and my hopefulness, I just pretty much stopped cursing all together. And so that is the type of thing that will happen as a result of your gratefulness and your hopefulness and your consistency. And so just to recap really, really quickly, I thank you for spending these few moments with me. But the first thing is be present. The second thing is find gratefulness in everything. The third thing is focus on the good. The fourth thing, communicate verbally, whether anybody else is around, that you are grateful. The fourth thing is to be consistent. Did I get my numbers off? I may have got my numbers off, but be consistent. And then make sure that you couple your gratefulness with your hopefulness. Thank you so much for your time. And as always, please live life empowered. Have an amazing day. And I look forward to speaking with you all again soon. Take care. Goodbye.